Welcome to 4411 Foxtail Lane. The house behind me, it's a little townhome that we end up taking a month to renovate and 3 days to sell. And I want to give you guys a tour of the exterior and then the interior of the property and tell you guys what we did and give you guys a full breakdown of this particular property with the numbers and any learning lessons that you guys want to know. So stay tuned, let's jump right into it and you guys can see what we end up doing to this property and how much money we made. All right, so on the exterior of the property here, we didn't do too much. All we did was update the light fixture. We cleaned up a lot of the house itself, did a little bit of power washing in the front, and that's basically it. So I'm gonna jump inside and give you guys a little tour. All right, we also changed out the hardware. There's doorknob right there. So let me zoom out real quick. So we're in the living room right here. So we end up painting all of the walls, redoing all the switches, as you can see here, throughout the house, and then the outlets, and then the switches. New baseboard and shoe molding across the whole floor. The floor itself, they're LVP, and it was done from a local vendor. Shout out to Flooring RVA. I get no affiliation from them, but they do an amazing job at this particular property. And I'm gonna jump into the first half bathroom on the first floor here. So this bathroom we end up redoing completely with a new exhaust fan, all the way down to new toilets, and with the new vanity, new accessories for the towel holders and the paper towel. And then, toilet paper, new LED lights with mirrors and faucet. And then come in right directly next to it, we have just a newer hot water heater, a new light fixture up top with a painted concrete slab and a brand new furnace, 2024. We also added a new thermostat to match with the new HVAC system. And then our LVP flooring continues all the way through the dining room into the kitchen. Painted the walls again, kind of a light gray, new light fixture up top, and then into the kitchen right here. We end up keeping the existing peninsula right here. We just refinished it, put a butcher block on top of that, and then all these cabinets, we refaced the cabinet. So previously it was an uglier kind of cabinet face. So we refinished that, painted white, added a new butcher block countertop, new cabinet handles, and then this nice deep 30-inch sink with a nice faucet to match. And then we added new stainless steel appliances, refrigerator, stove, microwave, and dishwasher. We did add a Lazy Susan right in the corner there with a brand new cabinet right there. And then as you can see, all these have been basically redone. And then jumping into the utility closet here, or laundry room, whatever you want to call it, we had an existing washer and dryer, so we just left that in place for the new homeowners. We updated a lot of the light fixture here and then painted the shelves white, and then everything else is LVP flooring and continuous throughout. And here's that peninsula on the side, and then here's another shot of the kitchen. Right, very simple, straightforward. And then we're gonna jump upstairs real quick. So heading upstairs, we added all new carpet throughout the upstairs floor, going all the way up. Painted the handrail right here, and then added a new light fixture with a new smoke detector. So everything is still painted throughout, including the doors. The doors are painted with the new hand knobs, carpet in the bedrooms, and then new ceiling fan light combination. And as you can see here, all the outlets and switches are new. So there's a lot of work we've been doing for the last month. It's about $37,000 that you get the chance to see it in the office. Bedroom number 2, same thing, same structure. New ceiling fan with lights, and then new electrical fixtures and switches throughout. So that's bedroom number 2. Heading into the hallway bathroom here. So this bathroom was pretty hideous, as you guys can see on the screen. It basically was a gut. We added new LVP flooring, new vanity with mirror, faucet, light, towel holder with a new toilet and a brand new shower kit with a tub filler, shower head. We also added a light above that with the new ceiling exhaust fan. So that looks beautiful, looks clean and simple. This is the master bedroom right here, 2 windows, and we did the same thing throughout the bedrooms. Brand new ceiling fan light combination, and then their closet is, they have 2 closets, right? They have this closet over here, right? And they have a closet over here too. So his and hers kind of situation. All right. All right, guys, let's jump outside to show you guys what we end up doing. All right, so we added the new little door knobs here, and then we installed a brand new fence in the backyard. As you can clearly see, it's newer wood versus old wood. So I'm gonna turn this camera around. And what we did to the back of the house, we ended up adding a brand new HVAC unit 2024, a new light fixture. We power washed the siding of the house, added a brand new spigot right there. And then let's jump inside. I'm gonna show you guys. Actually, just jump in the office real quick.
Hey guys, welcome back to my office. In this section of the video, I'm gonna be breaking down the numbers, what our lending stack look like, how much repair cost, and then the profits with a look at the HUD statement so you guys can see how much we actually really made with the JV profit split too as well. If you guys would like a free copy of the P&L statement or the Google Sheet, make sure you guys grab that in the description below. Also, any other free resources are in the description below. And if I give you guys value in this video, consider subscribing. All right, let's jump right into it.
All right, welcome back to this lovely spreadsheet that you guys have already seen before and the previous videos that I've made. You guys know the drill here. I'm gonna be talking about the lending stack. I'm gonna be talking about the repairs and how much money we've made and how much we actually added to the cost, additional costs. So the loan details are right here. So we got a loan amount of $158,000 at 10% with a monthly payment of $1,316 and 2 points on the front end. Closing was about $3,160. Holding time was 2 months. And the projected interest is that this includes 2 months plus the points, with our total loan payment over the course of the 2 months was about $163. Let's round up $163,800. Okay. So we had to also get private money to be able to cover the most of the repairs. And I actually underestimated how much repairs that were needed. I ended up borrowing $19,000. In reality, I needed to borrow probably another $10,000 on top of that in order for us to not come out of pocket. But that's okay. That's why I have reserve cash to be able to make sure that I can make up the difference. The holding cost, I basically ballparked this section, what I felt like was reasonable. And that's what I ended up doing. Now I don't have the actual figures. Actually, I do have the actual figures, but I did not add that into this section right here. This was the selling fee. So you have the broker fee, which was my broker that I used. And then I have the photographer, the closing cost. I ballparked it to be $2,000, but we can definitely look at that at the HUD statement when I show you guys. The listing fee, I end up offering 2.5% to the buyer's agent, or in this case, in the realtor world, it's called the selling agent. And then this was my expected profits at the end of the day, split between my partner and I, which I got from networking through jiu-jitsu. And this is the HUD statement on what we actually end up making. But I'm going to show you guys a HUD statement here shortly, but I'm going to go into the cost, okay? So I broke it down into different sections: the loan, the services, the materials, the labor, and the holding / utility costs, right? So the loan is obviously a loan, right? I get a loan for $19,000 from my aunt. And then I also got the remaining proceeds of $8,418.33 from the initial closing from my lender. So I utilized those two things to be able to repair and renovate the property. Services, as you guys already know, is your home inspections, your dumpster rentals, and photos. Okay. Materials, self-explanatory, materials that were utilized in the property. I'm going to remove all these rows because there's no longer needed. Labor is basically repairs on what I end up paying for the repairs to be made on the property. Holding cost, we have we have our interest payments, and we have our utility bills. Okay, so this was the cost of the insurance. This was the cost of the electricity, so the cost of the water bill. Now I have the remaining water bill and electricity bill that I have to pay because I get a final bill at the end of the day. So I have to kind of reserve some money back in quote unquote escrow to be able to account and pay for that. So all in all, I was actually over budget, $9,599.71. That was my overage. Okay, so that's what it came out to be, and those are the numbers it came out to be. So I'm going to break down the HUD statement here shortly. I'm going to open up the PDF that we end up getting on this screen, and so that way you guys can see the comparison of it. So this is the HUD statement of 4411 Foxtail Lane in Richmond, Virginia. We got a selling price of $235,000. We actually got a $10K over our initial ARV of $225,000. This is the HUD statement and broken down. If you guys have never seen a HUD statement before, this is kind of what it looks like. There's many kind of similar versions of this, but this gives you a detailed breakdown of the expenses, the HOAs that we had to pay for, any taxes that are owed on the property, any other commissions, inspections, closing costs from the attorneys, and it has a breakdown of all of that right here. As you can see, boom, that was our total closing cost, was $10,512.59. I ended up budgeting $2,000. Now that's the closing cost that us, the seller, would pay. So what I mean by that is I'm not going to be paying the commission because I've already allocated that for this line right here, the broker fee, and then the listing fee. That should be actually selling fee. Sorry. It should be selling fee. So we have that right in here. As you can see, those are for the commissions. This is where I was thinking about the closing costs, the attorney costs. Then it's Gordon Tucker, and then you have Chaplin, and you have Fox Hill Owners Association. So that's about, let's just call it about $1,100. And then we have our delinquent taxes. That's another $1,000. That's $2,000 right there. And we have so I'm a little off. So probably all in all, I'm going to ballpark it to be right around $2,500 is my closing costs. So we have all of these other additional fees here too as well. We have termite, we have release, we have all these little minor fees. We have a wiring payoff fee of $150. That's kind of crazy. But either way, those were my hard closing costs, right? And this was the amount we end up getting for a 1 month fix and flip. And it took us 2 months to another month to sell, obviously. So $64,845.71 is what we end up getting as the gross proceeds. And I'm going to break it down in this particular spreadsheet where you guys can see it. So total proceeds are loan expense, right? Our loan and expense total. That means the second lien position, or in this case, my aunt, she lent me $19,000. In exchange, I paid her $1,500 for a 2-month period. So she's making great return on her money. So a total payment back to her is $20,500. And then I also added the out-of-pocket expense that I incurred, $9,599.71. So the total would be $30,099.71, as you guys can see, leaving the total difference of, when you subtract these two numbers, let's just round up, $34,750. And then I'm doing a holdback of $150, for the utilities. And then we're doing a 50-50 joint venture partner split on this particular property with the person that brought me the deal. So we have a total to split of $34,000, let's call it $600. And then the split is $17,300 each person. So, and then I get wired $47,500 and he gets the rest. The reason why is because I got to pay off my private money lender, my aunt, and then I got to pay back myself that I added additional $9,599. And I got to get my fee of $17,300. So that's how much money each of us made on this particular property in a matter of 2 months. It's a great little deal that we got to the finish line and made great return on it. Wasn't expecting to get that high of a return on 235, but it worked out in the long run because we were expecting to make about $15,000 each. A bonus of 2,000 and some change is greatly appreciated. So that's it for the breakdown of this. And this is what I've shown you guys, my lending stack and my repairs and all that stuff. So let's jump back into the property. I'm gonna give you guys some of the other pointers of that, and hopefully you guys get a lot of value. Thanks. I'll see you guys at the property. So welcome back to the property here. And in this segment, I'm going to go over some of the learning lessons that we end up having on this particular property. So to jump right into it, we were talking to the seller, and the seller actually wanted to sell this property because their sons were living here basically rent-free, kind of trashing the place and then tearing up a lot of different things, as you guys can see in the before and after photos. And so the learning lessons here is that we didn't do our due diligence on the HOA section of the property, even though we got the HOA disclosure packets. Normally in a transaction in Richmond, where I'm living in right now, is that we have the ability to do our due diligence on the HOA resale documents. But in this case, the HOA was a very disorganized, and they weren't like your normal HOAs. It was basically mom and pop HOAs, and it took forever to close. So we ended up reviewing the seller's HOA documents, confirming that the documents that they had didn't change any rules and regulations, and we already confirmed that with the president. So we did do that correctly. However, we wanted to close quickly because we have capital to be used, and then obviously we want to make profits. So we ended up closing quickly. But on the sales side of things, it kind of bit us in the ass because since it was a mom and pop shop, it just took a lot longer for the disclosure packets to actually get to the buyers. And it was basically crunch time, even though we got it, but it was just like not done like your normal HOA, where you can just go to the website, pay for the packet, have it electronically sent to your buyers, have them review it. In this case, we had to get the packet from the vice president because the president was sick. And so we had to do a lot of follow-up, a lot of communications. That it's just a lot of time. So that was one of the learning lessons that I ended up doing, just double check the HOAs and make sure that it's not really ran by a mom and pop shop. The next thing here is project management. I do manage all my properties or all my project flips by myself. And so I've been getting in touch with a lot of vendors, having different sections of the house specialize. Like, for example, the flooring here. My original contractors did flooring, but these guys did an amazing job, knocked it out of the park, flooring RVA, and they did everything all in one day, picked it out, leveled the floors, and then I had nothing but good things to say about them. So I managed those guys, like I said, in and out in a month, sold in 3 days, got over asking price. So we end up listing it for $229. Got a clean contract with no contingencies, basically, except for the financials, to $230. Our original ARV was $225, so we had a $10K spread. I just saw earlier we did have like almost like a $10K extra on expenses, which is just normal. And then lastly, the whole process of this was really, really smooth. I connected with a partner in the local area, and we did a JV 50-50 split, helped him close, and then helped him close the seller. But would I do that again? Probably not. He was a newer guy, but I love him to death. His name is Gil. So shout out to Gil for bringing us the deal and then having me go to the finish line. I did do a lot more work, but that's okay. Next time moving forward, I'll probably do something else structured wise, something more different percentage wise. But overall, I got more deals. Super grateful for him. And we ended up splitting the profits, as you saw in the office. So again, guys, thank you guys for watching. Hope you guys got a lot of value, and make sure you guys grab the resources below in the description, your 6 critical documents for fixing and flipping. And then also I'll see you guys on the next time. Like, comment, and subscribe. Peace.